What's up, Falcon fans? I am feeling under the weather, unfortunately, so I'm going to make this very quick video for you guys. I do apologize, but if you guys like this type of content, hit that like button. If you guys hate this type of content, hit that dislike button. It will hurt your boy's feelings. Well, maybe it's a little bit. But if you want to do a huge favor for your boy, by hitting that subscribe button, it will help out the empire grow. So on that note, let's just dive into the video, and let's get started with the Denver Broncos situation. As it stands right now, the Denver Broncos passing attack ranks number 23 with 2,001 total passing yards by Bo Nix. But the only serious threat in the receiving corps is Courtland Sutton, where he has 42 receptions with 569 total receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. And the other receivers don't even come close with under 200 receiving yards at this point in time. And when it comes to passing touchdowns in the air, they rank number 19 with only 11. So when it comes to the rushing attack, they rank number 16 with 1,179. And when it comes to rushing touchdowns, they rank number 23 with only 7. But when it comes to their main running back in Javonte Williams, he's doing okay job because he's been banged up in the past couple of seasons, but he has 2 rushing touchdowns, and the rushing touchdown leader is Bo Nix, and that's very dangerous because we all know the Atlanta Falcons can't stop the quarterback from scoring rushing touchdowns against us, unfortunately. So when we talk about their defensive side of the ball, it's a little bit scary, especially when it comes to the sack range, where they have 35 total sacks right out of the gate. Zach Allen has 5 sacks, and then Justin Starnard, I think the linebacker, he has 3 sacks. Of course, Jonathan Cooper, the linebacker, he has 6.5, and then of course Nick Bonito, who has 7, and then they have some other players that have 1 or 2 sacks. That's not good, especially how the Atlanta Falcons like to give up sacks, unfortunately, to the quarterback. So when it comes to passing yards, giving up in the air, they rank number 15 with only 2,124. And when it comes to giving up touchdowns in the air, they rank number 21 with only 12. And when it comes to the run game, when it comes to stopping the run, they rank number 11 with only giving up 1,035 total rushing yards. And when it comes to rushing touchdowns allowed, they rank number 28 by only giving up with 6. They may not be a top 5 total defense, but they're still pretty good, and we can't underestimate them because they definitely have some defensive prowess, no doubt about it. So now let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons side of the ball. So when it comes to the offense side of the ball for the Atlanta Falcons, especially in the passing game, we rank number 3 with 2,648 total passing yards. When it comes to total passing touchdowns in the air, we rank number 6 with 17. And the interesting thing is that Kirk Cousins has been averaging at least 1 touchdowns per game, besides 2 games, and both of those were against the New Orleans Saints, and I don't know why we can't score a touchdown in the air against those boys. That's crazy talk, right? And when it comes to our receiving core, Darnell Mooney and Drake London both have over 640 plus receiving yards, and both of them have more than over 4 receiving touchdowns so far. And when it comes to the rushing attack, we rank number 9 with 1,247 total rushing yards. By the way, that's been increasing since the last couple of weeks where we were in the mid-teens. And when it comes to rushing touchdowns, we rank number 16 with 8 rushing touchdowns, and that has to do with Bijan Robinson contributing a lot in the running attack. Now he has 6 rushing touchdowns, and Tyler Algier has 2 rushing touchdowns, and Bijan Robinson is very close in breaking out that 1,000 rushing attack mark. He should have done it last year as a true freshman or rookie, I guess you want to call it, but he's definitely going to break the bank this year, and Tyler Algier is very close in getting 600 rushing yards again. Last season he did as well. So when it comes to our defensive side of the ball, unfortunately, we're falling in massive categories that I do not like. Unfortunately, the Atlanta Falcons are giving up 2,285 total passing yards in the air. That ranks us number 12. And when it comes to giving up touchdowns in the air, we rank number 7 with 17 to the quarterbacks. Unfortunately, that's not good. And when it comes to stopping the run, we rank number 24 with 1,294 total rushing yards we are allowing. And then when it comes to rushing touchdowns allowed, this is actually pretty good. We rank number 30 with only giving up 5 total rushing touchdowns, and half of those are to the quarterback position. So the problem is with the Atlanta Falcons is we don't do a very good job in covering players down the middle, especially with those 2 gaps attacks, cover zones. And then, of course, our pass rush finally we got, a little boost, but not that much. We have 9 sacks total compared to the previous 2 couple of games. We only had 6. Of course, Grady Jarrett is the only guy that has 2.5 sacks compared to everyone else that just have 1 sack, and then Matthew Jude only have a sack and a half. So a number speaks for itself and doesn't look good for us. And also, we are constantly allowing the opponent's side of the ball to rush all over us. Usually we give up 130 plus rushing attack per game. That has to stop immediately because it's definitely hurting this Falcons defense. Is making them tired. They're just getting gashed, unfortunately, at the most critical point for a 3rd down conversion that we should be off the field, but unfortunately we have to stay in 3 more periods. And of course, I think the most critical point that I don't think a lot of Falcon fans are talking about, but the penalties do hurt us in the long run. It hurts our chance to score more points, and it also hurts our chance to get out of sticky situations that we put ourselves into in the first place, because we usually average 6+ penalties per game, and that's no way to win comfortably games if we try not to struggle. And I'm not trying to struggle over here, you know what I'm saying? So what is the final verdict? I have the Denver Broncos actually beating the Atlanta Falcons 20-17. This is going to be a really hard matchup against the Atlanta Falcons, mostly because we have to go to Mile High Stadium. And of course, the Denver Broncos are on a 2-game losing streak. But wait a minute. We've heard this before. Remember, Seattle Seahawks, they were on a 3-game losing streak, and the New Orleans Saints were on a 7-game losing streak. But guess what? They found a way to beat the Atlanta Falcons. And unfortunately, I feel like this is going to be a 3-peat over here with the Falcons where we just can't stop anybody. And the reason why I'm saying this, and hopefully I am wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll go to purgatory. But unfortunately, we have to go against Sean Payton, the Denver Broncos head coach. We all know New Orleans Saints head coach, by the way, where he has won 21 games and only lost 9 games against us. And unfortunately, he has our number. And I hate saying this because I'm still pissed that we lost to the New Orleans Saints, and we had no business in losing to those boys last week. But unfortunately, we're going against a really good, skillful head coach, and I think he's just going to murk us. So on that note, if you guys lasted this long to the very end of the episode, thank you so much for taking your own personal time and day to watch these Falcon content videos. I like making videos for you guys. Here's more on the screen if you guys are interested. So what do Falcons do? Rise up. Until the next episode, show love and peace to the world, and peace.